Hey, happy Monday, multifamily investors. We are checking last week's sales and kind of right on par with what we normally see about, around a dozen, 10 to a dozen transactions. The interesting part about this is the first week in a long time that I have not seen anything over about, 4 or 5 units close. So these are all duplexes and triplexes, which was very interesting. And a lot of these all went conventional. There's like one FHA one in here and then a couple cash. So I thought that was interesting. And also, most of these had a seller credit of $9, $10, $15,000 back. So buyers, asking that seller to, hey, I want a little help on my closing costs, either buy down my rate or to fix things up after I close or whatever. And the sellers are granting it. Especially on all these deals, you can see your days on market. There's only one. This thing sold real fast, way over asking. And it went conventional, by the way, not cash, but the rest of these, it sat. So of course the seller is probably smart to consider an offer that's asking for a little help on credit. And so let's dive into this real quick. I'll just show you again what type of properties these are. Most of them are duplexes here. This was in Olympia. This is for 455, ended up some for 447. This one in Des Moines, not much of a description here, not much marketing effort put in by this listing agent. List for 500, sold for basically 450. And Bremerton, this one had come on and off a couple times. It ended up still going for its full asking price, 450. It's kind of a funky deal, but for that price in that area, it's a house hacker for sure. This is the one that sold in Renton, and I knew 467 was way too cheap for this as a duplex anyway. And I actually still think 561's not a terrible price. It's not a screaming deal, but it's under 500 for a duplex in Renton was just, I'm not sure why the agents price these at sometimes. I think a lot of them are just your average realtor that just buys and sells, helps people buy and sell houses, and they don't know the multifamily market. But that one was still conventional and had a seller credit back. This one in Tacoma was listed for 567. I'm sorry, 565, sold for 576. I don't know why it would sell for over asking when it was on the market like a month. That's very interesting to me, or I'm not sure if that buyer broker, was able to negotiate the best deal for that client. I don't know. That's very strange. This one in Bremerton is the one that went FHA. This thing started like at 950. It's a really cool, huge, unique property out there in Bremerton, close to the water. You can see. But man, it just sat for about 4 months, ended up selling for 755 to an FHA buyer. So Marysville, this for 800, sold for 770. It's conventional. This one in Tacoma was 820. It's a 3-unit property. And it's basically a house with, I think, a dadu out back or ADU and stuff. But this for 820, sold for 800. That was conventional. This is technically a triplex. This was my old office. In fact, that was my window right there to my office right here. It's a great brand new property that our previous broker owner of the company, he developed it himself right there in the Telecom neighborhood of Lakewood. It was a great property, and he got $950 from a cash buyer. So it's the best thing on the block for sure, or in the area. So that's not always the best thing, but this is what I would quantify as a A-class property. It's not going to need any maintenance repairs for quite a while. Okay, and this one went all cash as well. Listed for 1.6, sold for 1.5. It's a triplex, basically in the heart of Wallingford. So there you have it. 10 investors transacting and making deals. 2 of these were all cash buyers. And it's fascinating to me because I think if I had $1 million in cash, I would definitely still leverage, even with rates, I would still leverage maybe the 50% LTV or something very conservative. You can always refi and work things out. But anyway, this is what we typically do see a lot in Western Washington, a lot of house hackers buying these duplexes, and, very, very rare to see anything under like 450. So these are kind of rare. Maybe prices are finally kind of ticking down. We got 3 that are right at 450. I tell people most of the time, if you're looking for any decent duplex in the Puget Sound area, it's going to be about $500,000 or more. So maybe this is a sign of things to come, that things are going to tick down a bit and be a little bit more affordable for buyers, investors. All right, there you have it. I appreciate you watching my channel and watching my videos. I'm happy to connect. If you got any questions about any of these types of properties or what we see in our market, let me know. I watch everything. I watch it all. Thank you for watching.